Miss Ellison?
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, I'm divorced from the person that didn't show up.
I see that.
Yes, and I'm here to ask the court for more spousal support. I've went part-time on my job. I'm no longer working full-time. I've lost money. And the man's done nothing but cause me trouble since we've been divorced. He does all kinds of crazy stuff. And I deserve more money with all this harassment. Plus, I want a restraining order against him. This has to stop. My nerves are on edge. Can't take much more of it. But I think $100 a week extra for spousal support would be fair with all the, the headaches he's given me and everything.
Hey, everyone, welcome back to the channel today. We're taking a deep dive into a dramatic courtroom case from All Rise Support Court. With Judge V, the case labeled JVB 1073 features Miss Ellison, a divorced woman, seeking additional spousal support from her ex-husband, but the real question was whether she had a solid case. Miss Ellison argued she needed an extra $100 per week in spousal support because she had moved from full-time to part-time work and could no longer afford her expenses as easily as before. She also alleged that her ex-husband had been harassing her by driving around her home, honking his horn late at night, and showing up at her workplace unannounced, causing disturbances. Judge V took the harassment claim seriously, but explained that restraining orders are not issued in this particular court, and advised Miss Ellison instead to seek legal help through proper channels, such as filing with the local police department or another court specializing in protective orders, which is an important distinction since different courts handle different legal matters.
Said you believe $100, an extra $100 a week is fair.
Yes.
Why do you believe that's fair?
Well, like I said, my wages have went down. I'm only working part-time now. We're doing layoffs and things like that. So
you said your wages?
Yeah, my wages.
Okay.
Are going down, and his are going up because he still gets those 2 raises every year. He's been with that company forever. And he makes good money. I don't make half of what he's making. And it's been really tough. I raised his children. I entertained his friends. I kept the house clean. I did everything that a good wife does. I think I deserve that extra $100.
Interview 2. Now let us move on to the financial aspect of the case, where things truly become interesting. Miss Ellison was already receiving $325 per week in spousal support. She had been awarded the marital home during the divorce, and she also received half of her ex-husband's 401k, which amounted to approximately $250,000. Despite these substantial assets, she argued that she deserved more money because her ex-husband continued to receive raises. While her own income had decreased at first glance, this might seem like a reasonable request, since if one person's financial situation improves significantly, it naturally raises a question of whether the other party should also receive a fair share.
He can certainly afford it.
What does he do for a living?
He's a CEO for an oil company.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes really good money, bonuses and all that stuff. I mean, he's just raking it in.
How much is your spousal maintenance right now?
The spousal maintenance, it's about $325 a week maybe.
Okay.
He doesn't pay on time either. It's not always on time.
However, the law does not work that way when it comes to spousal maintenance, and Judge V made it clear that adjustments require substantial and legally justifiable financial change. Simply put, just because an ex-spouse is earning more money does not automatically mean the other party is entitled to a bigger payout. After reviewing the details, it became evident that Miss Ellison's financial situation had not worsened. Significantly, in fact, her expenses had actually decreased. She owned her home. With minimal payments left, she had no car payments and only routine expenses such as utilities, gas, and groceries. While she argued that entertainment costs should also be considered, Judge V firmly stated that spousal support is intended to cover necessary living expenses, not leisure activities. The judge then questioned Miss Ellison about the $250,000 401k settlement she received in the divorce, which marked a major turning point in the case.
Do you have?
Well, I have rent. I'm still making the payments on the house. We, before we got divorced, we had it redecorated, carpet paneling on the outside, siding on the outside, all kinds of different things were added to it. And I'm making the payments on that still. I still got another 5 years for all those payments.
When asked how much she had received, Miss Ellison admitted it was about $250,000, which was a substantial amount that should have been factored into her financial planning. Judge V reminded her that this sum had already been considered when spousal maintenance was initially determined, meaning she could not seek additional support based on the same factors. At this point, it was clear that Miss Ellison's argument was not strong enough to justify an increased Judge V stood, firm explaining that a court's allowed support payments to be adjusted simply because one party's income increased. Countless similar cases would flood the system, undermining fairness and consistency. In the end, Judge V denied Ms. Ellison's request, emphasizing that spousal maintenance is not about constant adjustments for minor changes, but is based on legal guidelines meant to ensure fairness for both sides, since Ms. Ellison had already received significant marital assets, including a home and a large 401k payout. There was not enough evidence to warrant higher payments. A takeaway was that spousal support is designed to cover true financial need, not to provide ongoing adjustments whenever circumstances shift slightly.
Unity property state, so I'm assuming you at least got 50% of that.
Yes, I did, but
Yes,
I don't think
no,
that
ma'am.
should be taken into consideration.
No, ma'am. It was taken into consideration the first time you received spousal maintenance. You can't have me take it into consideration again. That's not fair, and it's definitely not the law.
His 2 raises every year. I don't get raises. My job's a very poor paying job. I'm uneducated. I mean, I'm not, my age, I'm not going to find much now. I have to stay where I'm at. I feel like I'm trapped.
If you are seeking an increase in spousal support, you must present a strong and legally justified argument, because the court will not grant additional payments simply because your ex-spouse is earning more. Instead, you need to demonstrate a significant financial hardship or an unexpected life change that truly impacts your ability to support yourself in the same way. If you're facing harassment from an ex, it is essential to take the proper legal steps by filing a restraining order through the correct channels. Now we would love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe Ms. Ellison had a valid case? Or do you agree with Judge V's decision? Share your opinions in the comments. And if you found this breakdown helpful, do not forget to subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more legal insights. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
I feel like you came here to waste my time, because I cannot give you an increase in spousal maintenance just
$50
because
a
you're
week?
asking for it. No, ma'am.
25?
Even $5, the answer is no. Let me ask you this question. When you all were divorced and you received half of his 401k, how much was that?
$250,000.
Okay, well, you know what? If there's nothing further, your case is dismissed, and so are you. Thank you.